Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score!
Welcome to a special edition of Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. As we make the transition from fall to winter sports, we're taking a look back at some of our favorite spotlight stories from the fall season.
The Wayzata girls swimming and diving team came into the season with 2 straight state championships and with a strong returning group. Early in the season, Jason Malillo profiled Madison Price of the Trojans.
Madison Price was an impact swimmer for Wayzata as an 8th grader, and 4 years later is aiming to make the most of her senior season.
It's pretty bittersweet because it's my last season, 5th year, but it's also, I'm excited to see what else my future has.
She has greatly evolved. She's grown up. I mean, in front of our eyes, she has grown up, both literally grown and then also mentally and emotionally grown.
Price has changed a lot during her 5 years as a varsity swimmer. Her talent in the water was never in doubt, but Price learned from former teammates like Emma Paulson how to be a leader.
She was like the big star of the team and everything, and once she graduated, I kind of had to step it up. Within my training and my personality, I went back to club and my coach was like, "You're a whole new person," and I didn't even realize it. I just kind of I don't know, it came naturally to me that I had to fill in big shoes.
She's more than just a great athlete. She's also captain of the team. She's a great leader. She's not just a great leader by voice, but actually even more so, I would say, by example.
Price's top events are the 200 individual medley and the 100 breaststroke. She is the 2-time defending state champion in the 200 IM, but a state title in the breaststroke has eluded her. Price finished 4th as a freshman and runner-up as a sophomore and junior, losing every time to Edina's Olivia Anderson, who has now graduated.
It's like my final year to win because my teammate Olivia Anderson from club is finally up to college, and I don't know, it's finally my chance to get first.
Like most top-tier swimmers, Price competes for a club team outside the high school season. Club swimming has its benefits, but there's not as much of a team bond. And for Price, that makes swimming for Wayzata all the more special.
When I swim on club, it's a lot about the individual, but when I come here, it's everything is the team comes first. Miles says that in our ethics letter. It's always comes first before anyone else. Personally, it pushes me a lot more. During relays, if I'm the last leg, I know that everyone in my school is counting on me and the team too, so it encourages me.
Madison Price is cagey about what she'll do after high school, but swimming for a Division I college is almost certain. Before that happens, Price will try to lead the Trojans to a state meet three-peat. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Madison and the Trojans did go on to win the 3rd straight Class AA team title. Price was part of the 200 medley relay team that set a new state record at the state meet. She also set a Class AA record in winning the 200 IM and won the 100 breaststroke.
Section 6AA is loaded with talented teams in boys cross country. We featured one of those teams, the Hopkins Royals, just prior to the section meet.
The Hopkins boys cross country team was off and running 2 months ago, and they haven't looked back since. The Royals are the top-ranked team in Class AA and have won going away in just about every meet they've entered.
It's been so much fun. This group of guys most of us were all in the same kindergarten, elementary school, and we've kind of come up through the ranks, I guess.
It's been amazing, we had a great season last year with our team, and this year's just been even better. It's every time we go out, we seem to do really well. We seem to just been bonding as a team throughout the season too. I don't think any team's been closer than we are this year.
Hopkins placed 2nd to Wayzata in Class AA at state a year ago. That high finish pushed this group of returning runners in the off-season.
It motivated them. We went up against some great teams last year. We were lucky to get to the state meet from our section, as we would be this year. To take 2nd to a team that was the national caliber that they were at Wayzata, it spurred that they can do the same going into the off-season, into this upcoming season.
The Royals are led by 4 seniors from Golden Valley: Sam Branson, Jack Henschel, Owen Haft, and Hunter Stack. This season is one the guys have had their eyes on for a while.
We all went to the same elementary school together, so we've been growing up since kindergarten. At least the 4 of us, Owen, me, Jack, and Sam.
Over the last probably 7 years or so, we've spent so much time together, and these are some of my best friends, and it's just a blast to all be doing so well.
Junior Seth Eliason is the one non-senior among the team's top 5 runners, and amidst the tough competition the Royals often face in meets, pushes this team even harder.
I like having a lot of competition like that. It just makes you that much better, and the Wayzata and Edina guys are great guys. We hang out with them all the time, and it's just fun competition. It's nice to be able to run fast with other guys that can run fast.
Hopkins is not only #1 in the state, but also ranked 7th nationally. Still, the Royals know that it will be a tough battle to reach the state meet. Edina and Wayzata are ranked 2nd and 3rd in Class AA behind Hopkins, and only 2 of those teams advanced to state out of this week's Section 6 AA meet.
That's the whole game right there, because those teams, Wayzata and Edina, so those are our biggest competition in the region and even like in the nation. And so like every day at practice, we don't really talk about it that much, but we know in the back of our minds like who we're stacking up against and who we got to beat.
We have a ton of respect for Edina and Wayzata. The last 2 years, 3 years, they've made the national meet and finished in the top 10. Wayzata runner-up last year at the Nike Cross Nationals race, and Edina finishing 9th, I believe.
Hopkins last won a state cross-country championship in 2002. While bringing home another championship trophy is the goal, the Royals haven't let it become their only focus.
I think we've tried to keep things really low-key because we know that the other conference schools, they could certainly take it away from us at any moment, any race. And going to sections, there's only 2 teams that are going to advance, and we'll be very privileged to be one of those teams to represent 6AA at the state meet.
It would mean a lot. It'd be really fun to get a state championship. We were close last year. We got 2nd, but I think getting that 1st place trophy in the case would be nice. You get a little something after all the hard work that we put in this summer.
It would be awesome. We haven't won since I think 2002, so yeah, it'd be everything. Like that's been our main goal since 7th grade.
Hopkins won the 6AA championship and went on to win the state title, the 5th in program history and the 1st since 2002. A great group of guys, and they really raced well that day.
Yes, congratulations to the Royals for a great season. Straight ahead in our fall spotlight edition of Sports Jam, meet 2 standouts who helped Park Center reach the state boys soccer tournament. The Park Center boys soccer team had a strong season this fall. We met 2 of the Pirates' standouts at midseason. For Park Center senior forward Sam Moses, number 13, and senior defender Craig Kaiser, number 7, this season's been a blast.
Amazing. We, as a group, we just work, click together, and we just keep producing.
It's been exciting, just like because of the chemistry for me, because throughout my whole Park Center career, like chemistry hasn't really been there. Like we always had talent. There's always been talent on this team. Eddie Sadie, Alec Tao, players like that. But now we have talent with chemistry, and we have like our whole roster is talented. It's not just 12. Like last year we had a starting 12. Now we have a starting 20.
Both guys have played soccer since they were little kids, and both come from Liberia, but are very happy to be in Brooklyn Park.
I was born in Liberia. I came here at the age of 7 with my sister. And ever since I've been living around this area, I know it really well. I know the Brooklyns very well. And I'm on a youth council, so like I also work with Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center. So like I get to tour the cities and meet mayors and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with the cities. I help launch like the BrooklynsConnect.org. It's a website where you can like find programming in Brooklyn Park. And then like some new internship program we just created last year is BrookLink. And I helped launch that, and it's also great because a lot of kids this summer got intern jobs at like Boston Scientific and places like that.
Moses has been a constant threat up top this season for the Pirates, moving back to his natural attacking role after playing as a defender a year ago.
Eddie Sadie and Alec Tao, they taught me a lot. They helped me learn how to my touches, dribble, moves to beat defenders, and just to finish. And I took all that in, and I'm using it this year.
Sam has been an excellent surprise, and he really surprised us last year too, because he's an offensive-minded guy. But we needed another defender last year, and he walked away from playing offense to help fill a gap in defense the whole year. So a very unselfish guy. We came in this year thinking, we didn't have any all-stars. It was just a bunch of good guys end to end, and Sam certainly is emerging as one of those all-stars this year.
Though he has the speed and skills to play anywhere, Kaiser's teamed with Brenton Brackey to key a very good Park Center defensive group.
You know, he was fast, he kind of had raw skill and talent, and then over the last year or so, he's really refined his skills. So in addition to now being officially a captain and really leading the team on and off the field, he is a very fast, highly talented defender.
Craig's the more talkative of the two. Sam's much taller. They have a lot of respect for each other as players and friends.
To take him down was pretty tough, and like I thought after Eddie Sadie left, it's gonna be easy, but here's Sam Moses, who just like came out of nowhere, and like he's stronger than before, he's faster than before, he's destroying every defense we have faced so far. But yeah, he's having a phenomenal season. I'm proud of him.
We never talk about soccer or game, and we just talk about skills and techniques we can use, but he never complimented me like that. But yeah, that was exciting. He's a great player too. When he's in the back, I have nothing to worry about. I don't have to get back on defense, none of that. Just, Craig in the back, he got it. Craig and Brenton, they got it locked down.
Park Center surged to number 3 in the state poll last week, although a surprise loss to Elk River was a painful lesson. But the Pirates have high hopes because of driven players like Craig Kaiser and Sam Moses and other leaders who put the team first.
I don't mind playing center back. I've gotten better at it. I have learned from like some of the former seniors that graduated. So for me, I've developed as a center back, and I've developed as a captain, and developed as a player. So for me, playing that position, as long as I can do my job and make sure my players do their job, I'm fine with whatever I play.
My first year in 9th grade, I didn't make the varsity team. My best friend Percy, he's not playing this year, but he made the varsity. They used to tease me about it, everything. But when I got in the varsity, I told myself I'm going to work. I'm going to do everything I can do to make the team better and become a better player. And I did it, and I'm doing it.
The Pirates won the Section 5 AA title to advance to the state tournament for the second time in school history, but lost in the quarterfinals in the snow against St. Cloud Tech.
Champlain Park's volleyball team made it to the state tournament for a second straight season. Early in the year, we met Rebel standout Sydney Hilly.
Sydney Hilly's volleyball journey was almost over before it started. She had to be bribed into trying the sport early in elementary school.
My mom brought me to tryouts, and I didn't even want to go. But she said if I made the team, I could get a new pair of shoes, and so I got really excited, and I've been playing ever since.
10 years later, she is beyond good for her age.
For me personally, I always just say she's a once-in-a-lifetime player to coach for high school athlete. I've been fortunate to coach a lot of very talented players, but she's just something special. Her work ethic, her competitiveness, the way she leads, she's just a once-in-a-lifetime player to coach. So.
There isn't anything volleyball related she can't do. One of the best serves in the state, definitely a dynamic attacker. Her setting ability puts her hitters in one-on-one situations. She digs, but more than all the actual skills, she plays with heart and fire.
A hitter and setter for the Rebels, Hilly was a key player last season who helped Champlain Park reach the state volleyball tournament for the first time in 13 years.
Hilly attacks and pounds it home.
The Rebels finished 5th at state and are eyeing another trip in November.
We definitely want to go back there, but we're taking it game by game. This year the section got a little harder, and our conference is still going to be hard, so anything can happen on any night. We have to be ready to go.
Last month, Sydney was the lone Minnesotan on the United States under-18 team that competed at the Youth Volleyball World Championships in Lima, Peru. The U.S. finished 2nd of 20 teams, and it gave Hilly a taste of her ultimate volleyball goal, to play in the Olympics.
It was unbelievable. Just to wear a USA jersey was incredible, but I was practicing with the best players from the country, and then I was playing against the best players in the world with amazing coaches, so it was an amazing experience.
Playing at that level might make high school volleyball seem like small potatoes, but not for Sydney. She loves to play for the blue and silver.
Oh, I'm so excited to play here right now. It's different. The level is definitely different. It's a little slower, but I love playing for Champlain, especially since I get to hit. And during club and international, I'm only set. So hitting really makes it fun.
Hilly came close to landing at a rival high school a few years ago because under District 11 rules, she couldn't play for Champlain Park until her freshman year.
I was thinking of going to Osseo. I had some friends that were going there. I played club with them, and I really wanted to play high school volleyball. I was actually really close to making that decision, but I didn't because I have friends here, and I don't know. I'm glad I stayed.
Aside from terrific natural talent, the junior also possesses an inner drive that few can match.
She's never satisfied with where she's at, and I've known her for a long time, and from the time she was a little one first starting, she wanted to be better, and she always saw that there was a way to be better and challenge herself, and whether it was getting an extra lesson or spending more time in the gym or staying after practice.
Champlin Park is ranked #1 in the state in Class 3A with a number of talented athletes. Right now, their on-court leader believes the Rebels can go a long way.
I think we have really high expectations for ourselves, and I think we can meet them if we keep working hard. Last year doesn't guarantee us anything, but we're ready to get there again.
Hilly and the Rebels placed 3rd in the state Class 3A tournament. She was named to the all-tournament team at state and Star Tribune Metro Player of the Year.
And believe it or not, one more season to go for Hilly, too.
Yeah, headed to the University of Wisconsin in a couple of years. Next up, a football player from Park Center who had a spectacular season. We'll be right back.
That's not him.
Park Center football star Amani Hooker was one of the state's best and most versatile players this fall. Jason Malillo caught up with Hooker this season.
Describe Amani Hooker in one word.
Phenomenal. That kid is doing things that you rarely see in high school.
He definitely is. Hooker plays quarterback, running back, receiver, and defensive back for the Pirates. He also returns kicks, and the senior excels in every phase of the game.
My dad always stressed being aggressive and physical and just knowing the game. So I guess when I was younger, I always wanted to play every position. Like my 6th grade year when I played up, I played right guard. So I mean, I'm used to playing everything, so I guess that plays a big factor now.
He'll push you to make you better, everyone on the team. Even if they don't play as much, he'll keep them up, make them work harder to get on the field. That's just his personality.
His IQ for the game of football is off the charts. And there's some times where he's playing quarterback, I let him call plays, and we just sit back and just let him go, give him an opportunity to, you tell us what you see.
And if you like stats as a way to measure skill, how's this? Hooker has 12 passing touchdowns, 4 receiving, 4 rushing, and 4 interceptions returned for TDs, including this one that went for 100 yards against De La Salle. Asked to pick his favorite position on the field, Hooker says it's on defense. The combination of hitting and having the chance to score is what he enjoys the most.
He has this saying, offense you wear a lot of makeup, defense you don't. And that's just when you're on the opposite side of the ball, you try to disguise stuff and, different formation where defense, you just line up and man against man, let's go.
I like to hit and I like to make interceptions and take them to the house.
Hooker is verbally committed to Iowa for football.
I just really like the coaching staff, how they've been together for 10, 15 years and how they plan on staying, and just what they do to help develop players and to be one of the best players in the country, and that's the main thing, the coaching staff.
But right now he's hoping to lead Park Center on a deep playoff run, and even though Hooker himself won't talk about it, he's a top candidate to win Mr. Football.
I mean, he's done more for one team than any kid in the state. You look at his stats. You tell me one kid has got 4 or 5 pick sixes, and I'm not talking about 5, 15 yards. He's got 60, 80 yards. What he does in the kicking game, all phases. I mean, our last 2 games, he's accounted for 10 touchdowns. We think, he should be.
Park Center made it to the Section 5 5A title game before falling to Spring Lake Park. They finished the season 8-3. Hooker was a Mr. Football finalist. Sports Jam returns in a moment.
We started our Sports Jam season by featuring an Osseo football star back in late August, and Prince Krua and his teammates went on to have a memorable season. It's easy to underestimate Prince Krua because of his size, but defenders have learned the hard way.
Side Krua gets around the edge and into the secondary.
The 5'7", 180-pound Osseo senior is tough to catch and tough to bring down.
Ever since I came into the game as a sophomore, people thought I was always this little tiny back, that I didn't have any strength in me. But before the game, I always tell myself that, hey, you weigh 250 pounds, go into the game, pretend like you were like an NFL player or whatever, and go into the game, throwing dudes to the ground and play aggressive, be aggressive. I would tell myself stuff like that to stay focused in the game.
Osseo has the makings of a strong offensive line this fall, and they love blocking for Krua, who has many strengths.
His speed definitely helps a lot, and his thrive to play football. He loves what he does, and he's definitely a team player when it comes down to it. He doesn't give up on plays. He goes all the way to the whistle and does not give up, and he is definitely a team player. He loves to be around us. He's always, every single time in the locker room, halftime, before a game, he is always up with the O-line thanking us, and just a great team supporter.
A 1,200-yard rusher last fall despite missing time with an injury, Prince opened this year with a gritty 27-carry, 157-yard performance in a win over rival Maple Grove.
I came into the game happy and excited that, hey, I'm glad that I get to face this defense to test my abilities out. And the way I ran with, obviously, I ran with heart and excitement.
Krua has great speed, but he's learned the subtleties of the running back position too.
We got after in practice sometimes. I'm like, Prince, why don't you get outside there? He's like, oh, I was following my guard. I'm like, I've never heard you talk like that. And he was actually doing the right thing. So it was really fun to watch and see that maturity, and that's a big part of the mental part of knowing what's going on and not just being a speed back. You know, when you're younger, everybody wants to run outside. But that doesn't work. You know, we couldn't get outside in Maple Grove unless we, you know, had some seal blocks and things like that. So he did a really nice job.
Prince is part of a large Liberian community in the Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center area, although he was born in another country.
I'm actually from the Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. My family's Liberian because I'm from the Ivory Coast because of the Civil War that's been on in Liberia.
American football is a new sport for a lot of immigrant families. It's helped Krua as he's grown.
My mom, at first, she wanted me to play soccer until my teachers at my school that I went to started talking to her about football, how it could help me out with school, help me stay in school and all that stuff. And so that motivated her to help put me in football.
Prince plays with a lot of heart, and a family tragedy fuels him. His cousin Emmanuel Bartua lost his life in a gun accident.
He passed away in 2008, and that's basically the reason why I'm all into football and why I'm so dedicated to the game. He was a really awesome football athlete, and on the day of his funeral, I made an oath to him, telling him that I would finish what he started, and apparently that's what I'm doing right now. I made a promise to my cousin, so that's why I'm all into the game.
That extra drive is carrying Prince Krua to big things for Osseo. Krua was amazing in the playoffs for the Orioles after overcoming a midseason injury. He rushed for 1,089 yards in 5 playoff games and had the game-tying TD late in the Prep Bowl and game-winning 2-point conversion in the semifinals. We'll be right back to wrap up Sports Jam.
Celebrate students by joining the North Hennepin Area Chamber at the Star Student Awards on Wednesday, December 9th at Hennepin Technical College. Find out more at 12.tv. Mark Saturday, December 5th on your calendar for the annual Crystal Winterfest event at the Crystal Community Center. It's fun for the whole family. Get more details at 12.tv.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Families are invited to the annual Holly Sunday celebration at the Brooklyn Center Community Center on Sunday, December 6th. Get more details at 12.tv.
And that will do it for this special edition of Sports Gem. It really was a great fall season.
It certainly was, with Osseo winning the 6A football title, along with Wayzata girls swimming and diving, Hopkins boys cross country, Park Center, and Anoka Hennepin and adapted soccer all winning state championships, and 2 volleyball teams placing 3rd at state.
And of course, many great individual accomplishments along the way. We'll be back next week with our first full winter Sports Jam. See you then.